Hey, what's up, you guys? Yes, today we are going to be doing a pick a card tarot reading, which will reveal to you which one of Shane Dawson's personality characteristics best suits you as a person. This is going to be a pick a card tarot reading that has the vibe of a personality test, except you only need to answer one question for me, and that is which one of the five tarot card piles really draws you in, captures your attention. Whichever one that is your pile, and I'll go one by one through each one of them to describe what they are. You are allowed to have more than one, just so you know, so you don't feel too pressured. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and jump into this because this is going to be a lot of fun. See you in a second. It's what you make it. Always try to give. Don't ever take it. Life is what I need. It's what you make it. Group number one, you carry the intellectual characteristic of Shane Dawson. So what does this mean exactly? Well, Shane Dawson lives primarily in his own head and in his own world. He's always thinking, overthinking, analyzing, overanalyzing. I mean, he's not afraid to ask those big questions about the universe, about people, and really dig into the research side of it to discover the answers. He's always learning and always pushing the envelope, which I think is amazing because without this side of things, we would not have the docuseries that we love so much or the conspiracy theories that we love so much. We would just probably wouldn't have any of it. So this is a very big piece of how Shane Dawson functions that makes him who he is. Now, if you got group number one, I feel like this can make you an overanalyzer and an overthinker as well. You may be a lone wolf, someone who likes to think on your own terms, someone who likes to live life on your own terms. You don't like to have to answer to other people. You don't really like to have everything laid out for you like a map. You like to be in charge of every decision that you make and every single thing that you do in life because nobody knows you better than you. Now, even though intellectuals, they like to think through problems, I also feel like with the Ace of Cups being in the middle, because Shane Dawson is an emotional person as well, I feel like it really depends on the situation for if you use your mind or your heart more. Now, with the Page of Swords being the one who's leading this reading, I would also say that this makes you a pretty effective communicator. Shane Dawson lives his life in front of the camera. He's always exercising his throat chakra. So for you guys, you may be great with writing. You may be someone who's great at sitting down and discussing problems that you're having or what's on your mind. And this is really great because it keeps you healthy mentally, emotionally, and physically as well because everything is aligned and tied together. Your oracle card for you guys, group one, is it's time to rise. So it says no matter what's happening in our lives, we always have the potential to rise above it. Rising is one powerful choice away. Rise out of our negative thoughts or our limiting beliefs. Rise out of our comfort zone or our complaints. Rise out of our slump or out of the potato chip bag. Get up and rise. What are you waiting for, darling? So go ahead, rise, you guys. Push those envelopes. Get yourself out of that comfort zone because that's what Shane is doing every single time he releases a video. Group number two, you are the feeler characteristic of Shane Dawson. I feel like we can all agree that Shane is a big old softie. He has a huge heart that he wears on his sleeve at all times. He really likes to see the best in people and in the best of situations, even during the worst of times. Even when people may prove him wrong, he still wants to see the best in that person regardless of their actions. He wants to believe that there's potential there somewhere, even if it takes them a while to get there. For you guys who fall into this category, I feel like you also wear your heart out on your sleeves. You're sensitive, you're caring. When you love hard. When you trust hard. You probably have fallen into situations where people do take advantage of that kindness, where people do break your heart and they do make you question why you even thought the best in them in the first place. But don't let people's shittiness change how brilliant your heart really is because the world needs a heart like yours. The world needs someone to care and to be compassionate because I mean, honestly, as far as I can see, it lacks compassion in society. So you're really giving the world a gift, even if it hurts sometimes. And just like Shane has been open about his mental health struggles, I feel like highly sensitive people all over the board deal with depression, anxiety, feeling like they are worthless, really not liking what they see in the mirror, just being a little too self-critical because they're so aware, because they feel into everything else. So if that's you, I really want you to try to focus on your self-love because you are worthy, you are enough, and I love you. I'm sending you a big hug.
Aside from just feeling all the feelings, Shane Dawson is also a very creative individual. So if you fall into this group, chances are you are also very creative. I mean, he's his happiest in life when he's working on a project, when he's doing something that exercises that right side of his brain and makes him feel challenged in some way. So for you guys, I feel like you need something that gets you expressing yourself, feeling very self-expressive. This could be painting, drawing, making videos, whatever floats your boat. But don't neglect that side of you, especially if you're feeling down, because that can be just the thing that brings you right back up. Your oracle card is actually very fitting because it says accept yourself, which made me giggle that it came out for you guys. So it says, while there's a time and place for self-improvement, today's focus is on everything that's already great about you. Let go of who you think you should be and fall madly in love with who you are in this moment. When you accept yourself exactly as you are, you shift from living for tomorrow to appreciating today. Accept yourself, sweetheart. Group number 3, you fall into the hardworking characteristic of Shane Dawson. Shane Dawson's work ethic is unmatched. It really is. If you look at his docuseries, those take weeks and months to be able to perfect. And as the card suggests, he will literally work himself to the bone from morning until night, trying to make it perfect before he puts it out there for the public to see and to appreciate. And so, yes, he can be a perfectionist at times, but for good reason. He's very prideful about his work. He's very prideful about how much he dedicates himself into getting things just right. Now, if you fall into this group, not only are you someone who's really dedicated and loyal to your passions, your projects, your goals, and your ambitions, but you're also fiercely loyal to the people in your life, just as Shane is. The Queen of Pentacles is the mother of the deck. She's someone who has her own business, makes her own dough, but she also shares the wealth with those in her life. She doesn't just keep it selfishly for herself. You may be someone who sticks with your squad. You don't just toss them to the wayside. You probably have friends for decades because you just care about those people so much. And whenever holidays come around, you want to spoil them with all the gifts that you can afford during that time. That's a Daddy Dawson thing to the core. I would also say that you can be quite a home buddy too. Shane Dawson, I would label an ambivert. He's more introverted but can be extroverted in the right circumstance. So for you guys, I feel like you would really prefer to be home. You're in your best element when you're at home. But if the opportunity arises where you want to put yourself out there, you don't say no to a good invitation. It just might take you some time to warm up to that environment for you to feel fully comfortable. So I don't see anything wrong with this at all. I feel like this is the full package, if I'm being honest. But then again, I'm also an introvert, and I aim to be around people who like being at home. That's just me, though. The oracle card for your reading, group number 3, is share your gifts. So you can be working on them all day and all night, just like Shane Dawson, but if you don't put them out there, they kind of just go to waste. But the message on this card says, your creativity positively impacts the world. It's ripe with beauty and innovation. Everyone benefits from your art, especially you. Get to know your talented inner muse. Nurture your vision. Your unique gifts are meant to be shared. So don't just keep them to yourself. We could all benefit from what you have to offer. So don't be shy. Go ahead and put yourself out there. Group number 4, you guys are the conspiracy theorist side of Shane Dawson. Now, what would a video about Shane Dawson even be if there wasn't a category about conspiracy theories? Because we all know this is his jam. This is his bread and butter. This is what he loves to make videos on and has for a long time. For you guys who fall into this category, I feel like you're very intuitive. I feel like you see things beyond the surface level. You're not afraid to dig just a little bit deeper. And there's a big chance that you all feel like you're aliens running around on planet Earth trying to figure out what it means to be human. You don't feel like you fully belong here, and you definitely are a little bit weary about the media, the mainstream media, and about what information is actually out there. You don't believe everything that you see and everything that you read. You really try to get a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper. You follow those little breadcrumbs into the dark forest and see what happens when you get there. This is all about the metaphysical vibes as well. So you may be into astrology, you may be into tarot cards, you may be into psychic readings, just like Shane is with the psychic twins. You know, this is where you really like to experience the mysteries of the universe. You like to experience the other side of the world that's more paranormal. normal. It doesn't scare you. It intrigues you. It interests you. You know, the more mysterious it is, the more I feel like you guys really like it. Aside from this just being about metaphysics and about conspiracy theories, this also points to the adventurous side of Shane Dawson and his twisted humor and how he can make light of even the darkest of the human experiences. So for you guys out there who fall into this category, I feel like you can be really good at this if you tap into this. Your sense of humor may be a little bit twisted, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of people like that. I sure as hell do. The Oracle card for group number 4 is something bigger is on the way. This card says, allow your vision to expand and be open to the form it takes. You may discover that you were dreaming too small or that what seemed like an obstacle is actually pointing you in a better direction. The universe has your back. So this is where you need to believe in something greater than yourself, to have that open mind that's ready to absorb something new and to never limit yourself. Group number 5, you are the healer characteristic of Shane Dawson. Now, we call him a healer because what he does is he facilitates healing by means of providing a safe shoulder for people to cry on, a judgment-free space for them to talk about their feelings and to get to the root cause of their problems, and he counsels them through it. So they're not just going through things on their own. He really helps them to see a different perspective so they can transcend past their problems, which is pretty admirable. If you got this group, it means that you really carry a sensitivity about you that helps other people, other animals, other living beings on this planet. You are really in tune with the energies of those around you. You are an empath. You are someone who, I feel like if you could, you would adopt an animal from a shelter rather than purchasing one at a store. You know, adopt, don't shop. I feel like you really try to give back to the community and to the world in the best way because you want to change it. You want to help be the game changer that brings healing upon society. And I think that's really magnificent and wonderful. I also want to point to the fact that the 10 of Cups is a family card. And so you are very tied to your family. You're very family oriented. There's nothing that you wouldn't do for them. Just as Shane Dawson, there's nothing that he wouldn't do for his family and friends either. So you're very sentimental. You care a lot about other people's happiness. Their happiness is your happiness. Their healing is your healing. You kind of pick up on what you're helping them with. Like, it helps you as well, if that makes any sense. So your sensitivity is really your strength because it does so much good for the world. It's so precious and so valuable. And I hope that you never look at it as a bad thing. It's hard because I too am a healer and an empath. And there's been many times in my life where I've been like, curse you. Why do I have to be so sensitive? Why do I have to pick up on people's vibes so strongly? You know, but at the end of the day, I really have started to see it as a gift. And I think that you should too. The Oracle card for you guys is embrace your sensitivity. This is what I was just talking about. So it says, your sensitivity is the sacred gateway to your intuition. It's that special receptive radar that picks up energy and signals. In fact, your sensitivity is one of your greatest assets and the key to your survival. The more you connect with it, the more miracles and synchronicities you'll attract. Well, that is this fun little pick a card reading about what characteristic of Shane Dawson's really fits you. Leave a comment down below and tell me what yours was because I'm really curious to see how many fit into the same category. I don't know, my nerdy brain finds that fascinating. So please leave a comment down below and let me know. Please like and subscribe because it helps me out as a small channel and it helps you to stay in the loop when I launch videos like this one. I love you so much. Have a beautiful week or weekend whenever you see this. And until next time when inspiration strikes, I will see you then. Bye.